Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd share with you some things that I've learned about babies with regards to sleeping and how they sleep. Disclaimer, I am by no means a sleep expert. I'm not even an expert on my own baby yet right now. These are just the things that I've learned in the past 6 weeks with Lily and what's worked for us and what's worked for her. So of course I'm just gonna say, mommy always knows their baby best. So take what you want from these, give them a try. You don't have to follow them because obviously it won't work for everyone. But yeah. So let me start first with, I guess, what Lily's situation was. She was a terrible napper. She fought every single nap. She slept okay through the night, somewhere between 2 to 3.5 hours at a time, and then would wake up and feed, that kind of thing. Oh, and also, we tried to line her up with our schedule instead of us compromising and working with her schedule, which we learned was a big no-no. So that was the situation before. Now she's a much better napper. She gets her recommended amount of naps a day. She sleeps fairly well through the night for the most part, for the exception of growth spurts, which I think she's going through right now, so it's a little bit weird. But yeah, and we catered her schedule and it works out pretty well-ish right now. Alright, so here are the 5 things I have learned so far. Number 1, I have to put Lily down for bed anytime between 6 to 8 p.m. at night. I read this in a baby sleep expert book somewhere, that somewhere between 6 to 8 p.m. is where their natural biological clock will say, hey, it's time to go to bed. So before then we were putting her down somewhere between 9 and 10, and she was super fussy. It took a long time to put her to bed, but now when we try to put her down between 6 and 8, it's a lot faster and she goes to sleep a lot better as well. Plus it means we get to eat dinner in peace, albeit a little bit later, but in peace, and we get to spend some, like Calvin and I actually get to spend some quality time together, which is pretty rare. Okay, second tip. We put Lily down when she's drowsy and not when she's fully asleep. We made this mistake at the very beginning where we would hold her or rock her or something until she looked asleep, and then we would slowly try and place her down without waking her up. But she always would, because obviously when you hold the baby, you're holding their head and their body, and then the last part, you had to move your hand from underneath their head. They're always gonna wake up. So yeah, that was pretty difficult. So what we learned, again from another sleep book and some other things, putting them down when they're drowsy is a lot better, because then they quote-unquote learn to put themselves to sleep instead of getting used to falling asleep in your arms or falling asleep at the breast, kind of thing like that. Of course, if you have all the time in the world and you love doing it, for sure, but it just wasn't working for me. So put your baby down when they're drowsy and their eyes start closing but aren't fully asleep yet. You'd be surprised, they might need to fuss a little bit, but they will get themselves to sleep. Alright, third thing. I had to learn to look for Lily's sleepy cues. Now there's a whole range of them, but for Lily, her sleepy cues are obviously when she's yawning, when she gets a little bit fussier, and also when her eyes start glazing over and she just doesn't look interested anymore. Because when she's awake, she will focus on you, but when she gets drowsy, she kind of looks off into the distance. And her eyes start kind of doing this. That's my best impression of Lily. But yeah, so those are our sleep cues. I think for other babies, they might be rubbing their eyes. What else is there? I'm not really sure. You'll figure it out for your baby when they look tired or they lose interest in certain things. But yeah. Fourth thing we learned with Lily. Now this might be a little bit controversial because there's always controversy around letting a baby cry. For us, we learned that given that she's changed, she's fully fed, she's not too hot or too cold, and it's the right time to put her down to bed, if all those things are done, then she should be able to go to sleep. Now sometimes we have to let her fuss, and fuss means cry pretty much for about 10 minutes before she will fall asleep. At least 10 minutes is our window that we allow her to cry before we go and pick her up or intervene. Because I feel like sometimes, this I heard from a friend as well too, sometimes it feels like she just has a lot of extra energy and she just has to release it somehow. And crying is her way of releasing energy. So pretty much, I'll feed her, she's changed everything, we put her down. If she starts crying, we let her cry for 10 minutes before we pick her up, and then we restart the routine. Like I nurse her a little bit, we hold her and we put her down and thing again. But of course it really will depend on the sound of her cry. And it is true that you will start learning your baby's cries. Not at the beginning because they all sound the same to you, but later on as they start developing a range of cries, you will definitely hear a different one. So when it's a very dull, tired, like, then I think it's okay to let her cry for 10 minutes. But if she's full on screaming, like her end of the world cries, and I can see her tears coming down, then I know something's up. Maybe I didn't feed her enough, she has to burp still or something like that. So you get the idea, you work with it. But do allow some time for your baby to cry. They won't just go to sleep like an angel every time. Maybe you're lucky and your baby will do that. Who knows? Fifth thing we learned, and the most important one that we learned. Babies make a lot of sleep noises. Babies don't just sleep the whole time and stay quiet like little angels. They still look like little angels, but they aren't quiet the entire time. There's a whole range of sleep noises that they will make. They might grunt, they might just let a little whimper, they might even cry or just go, ah, things like that. That doesn't actually mean that they are waking up. But as a new parent, when I started, I thought that meant, oh no, she's awake, we have to change a diaper, feed her, or whatever else again. But we learned that actually, she just makes these noises and she'll go right back to sleep. Like she'll go, what? And then fall back to sleep again. So, knowing that there's these different sleep noises, you don't have to necessarily immediately get up out of bed and go and tend to your baby. I would say maybe give them like a minute or so and see if the WAN develops into a full cry or what it is exactly. Then you will know if you should pick them up or just let them figure out how to fall back asleep again. So yeah, those are the 5 things that I learned about babies and sleep with regards to Lily, and of course it's just our own experiences. Yours might be completely different, they might be very similar. Share them down below. But I need to put out there a question. I need to ask for a bit of help from fellow mommies. So I'm starting to see her sleep routine. Like when she sleeps, when she naps, it's roughly the same time every day now. And that's great and all, because I had the routine down when we are at home. But how do you incorporate going out for coffee with friends once in a while? It might be during their nap time, or just having a life and working around the nap times. I don't really know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But if you mommies out there have any tips, please leave them down below. I need a bit of help. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've been liking a few of our videos recently, definitely subscribe for more. I do a lot of these sort of mommy or pregnancy related videos beforehand. And we also do a lot of daily vlogs, and you get to see a lot of cute snippets of Lily. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!